What does it mean to be authentic? That's the first of the Citygate culture words, and it's the first for a reason. It's because it underpins all of the other culture words, and actually it underpins how we want to be and who we want to be as we go on this faith journey together. We want to be authentic in the way that we honour other people, not falsely flattering, but genuinely honouring. We want to be authentically generous, not just looking on the surface like we're being generous, but actually hoarding away, but being really generous in our hearts. We want to be authentic in our courage. We don't want to be full of bravado. We want to be real about our fears and our struggles, and yet still take steps of faith. Being authentic underpins all of this. So what do we mean by being authentic? Well, we mean to be real, to be genuine and full of integrity. We mean that we're consistent. We're consistent in who we are, whether you encounter us at work or at school or college, whether it's at church or with friends or family. There's a consistency to who we are, that we're authentic and real, and that we let people see the real us. That can feel quite risky sometimes. It can be scary to let our guards down and let people get to know us. Not everybody feels comfortable with that. If that's you, I want to encourage you to really dig deep about your identity in Christ, who God says you are and why you can be secure in him. And there are loads of lovely pastoral people around in our church family who I'm sure would love to help you with that. And you can get in touch with our pastoral team if you would like some help with that. As we stand in our confidence about who we are, we can learn to be increasingly authentic and real with people, letting them see us, warts and all. That doesn't mean that we have to be always spilling our guts to everyone. You can still have a measure of your own privacy, and of course. But what we are saying is we can let people see the less polished aspects of us and our lives. I don't know about you, but one of the things that I find most relieving is when I go to someone else's house and it's a mess, because I think, oh, thank goodness, it's not just me that struggles to keep my house tidy. When I go to someone's house that's pristine, I always feel a little bit intimidated and think, oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't ever invite them round to ours then, because it does not look like this. But actually I'm working to get over that, because I want to be authentic and real. I want to be okay with people seeing how we live, and that it isn't always perfect, and that I'm not always perfect. Being authentic is not just about being true to ourselves, although we do want to be ourselves and be how God made us. It's also about being true to who God has called us to be in the way that we follow him. So what I mean by that is we need to be consistent in what we say we believe and how we live. Our words, our thoughts, our actions, they should all line up. People should be able to look at our lives or encounter us and be able to see how our faith is working out in our lives. If we're authentically living for Christ, then you'll be able to see the difference. Being authentic is actually a massive blessing to the people around us. I remember being in a work meeting once where they kept mentioning this word that no one really knew what it meant, and I thought at the time that I was the only person that didn't know, and everybody else in the room thought they were the only person that didn't know. So none of us spoke up, none of us were real, and we all pretended that we knew what the person was talking about. And then when we came out of the meeting, one person had the courage to say, what does such and such mean? And then suddenly everybody else said, yeah, I wondered that too. And all of us realised that had one of us had the courage to be authentic, we would have unlocked it for everybody else, and we wouldn't have had such an uncomfortable meeting. Similarly, I've found recently, as I've become a new mum, that I've been in group situations with other new mums, and people ask you, oh, what's it like being a mum? How are you finding it? And everybody kind of goes, oh yeah, it's wonderful, it's so lovely, oh, my baby's amazing. And that's true, all of those things are true, but that's not the whole truth. It's also really hard and exhausting and emotionally fraught, and you have no idea what you're doing, and it's been hard in a pandemic. Nobody says it. What that does when no one says it is it means that for those people in the room who don't feel happy and aren't enjoying it, they feel condemned. They think, oh gosh, I'm the only one. I spoke up and said, actually, I'm finding it really hard. And suddenly everyone else started opening up and saying, yeah, I found it really hard too. When you're authentic, you release permission for other people to be authentic and real too. And that is a massive blessing. It removes any sense of shame from them. It means people open up. It builds deeper relationships, and it allows you to help them with where they're at. Have the courage to be authentic and see how it blesses the people around you.